Welcome to our Devos this week. We have been talking about a thief called comparison, and we are going to start a devotional this week that will give you the cure, the comparison cure. Now, there's not a silver bullet to this. There's no one quick way that you always know that you're never going to struggle with comparison, but there is some things that you can try that will enable you to really start to see a better way to view your life through the lens of the way that God would have you. So today I want to tell you something that you want to write down and essentially kind of tell yourself whenever you are thinking of comparing yourself to somebody else, and it's this: God is still writing your story. Don't compare your middle to somebody else's highlight reel. This is really important. I know it's a long point. Write it down. Write it down and think about this every morning. Your story is not done being told. God is still actively at work. So you're not a finished product until the Lord takes you home. Now, what we also tend to do is we will look at the middle of our story, and as a writer, writers call this the messy middle. That's when you're writing and things get hard. That's with any goal, not just writing, but things get difficult, like in the middle of the goal. It's easier to save. Let's say you're saving $20,000 for a house down payment, let's just say. The easiest part to do is to save the first $5,000, but it gets really nasty when you're in that $5,000 to $10,000 period, like that messy middle. That's when it's hard. And what we often do is we will compare the middle of how our story is going to somebody else's greatest hits. And we'll go, oh man, they already have this. They already built a house, and I just got this house and I have to renovate it. Or they already started and they're in their retirement, and I just started funding my 401k. Do you see what I mean? You're comparing the middle of your story to the ending of somebody else's, or to the different storyline and the highlights that you know about them. So you want to realize that God is still actively at work in your story right now. He's not done with you yet, and he's not done doing work in your life yet. It says in Philippians 1, verse 6, he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion to the day of Christ Jesus. So the work being done in your life is not over because you're comparing yourself to other people. But the work being done in your life will often be overlooked when you compare what other people have. The quickest way to not see the hand of God at work in your life is by constantly looking at what God is doing in the lives of other people. So the way to cure it is by realizing, I'm in the messy middle. I'm still in flux. I'm still working this out. But God is not done. And I will not look left, I will not look right, I will look up, and I will believe that God is still doing great things.